Welcome back to the Compliance Kitchen. In today's episode, let's take a look at the recent DOJ antitrust activity. So on November 2nd, we had a press release from the DOJ. They filed a civil antitrust lawsuit to block a proposed acquisition by Penguin Random House of its close competitor Simon & Schuster. So as you may know, these are very large book publishers, and according to the release, if this acquisition goes forward, it will enable Penguin Random House to, which is the largest publisher in the world, to influence book publishing in the US and also to influence compensation of the authors and their negotiating power. So the Attorney General Garland explained in the release that the complaint was filed to ensure fair competition in the U.S. publishing industry, and that if the world's largest book publisher is permitted to acquire one of its biggest rivals, it will have then unprecedented control over the publishing industry. And American authors and consumers ultimately will pay the price of this anti-competitive merger, lower advances for authors, and ultimately fewer books and less variety for consumers. Acting Assistant Attorney General Powers of the DOJ's Antitrust Division explained that the publishing industry has a history of collusion, and stopping this proposed acquisition from extending its control of the U.S. publishing market will prevent further consolidation of competitors in this market or in this industry. The release further explains that publishers compete to acquire manuscripts. They edit them, package them, market and distribute them, and sell them as books. And the publishers pay authors advances for the rights to publish their books, and in most cases, the advance represents an author's total compensation for their work. And then also the publishing industry is already highly concentrated, so this would just add to this concentration if the acquisition is allowed to go forward. There are only 5 publishers. They're known as the Big Five in the industry that regularly offer high advances and extensive marketing and editorial support, which obviously makes them the best option for authors. And in contrast, you have smaller publishers, but of course they lack the financial resources to regularly pay the high advances required and absorb the financial losses if a book doesn't meet sales expectations. So because they're smaller, they have less of an ability to do this. And Penguin Random House, being the world's largest publisher, and Simon & Schuster being one of its largest competitors, they of course compete over these manuscripts, and the DOJ alleges that the proposed merger would eliminate this important competition or significantly eat into it if you had the largest publisher and one of its biggest competitors become one company. It would put Penguin Random House in control of close to half the market. So obviously this would leave many authors with less competitive options and less negotiating leverage with the publishers. And ultimately the DOJ tells us that the merger would harm American workers, in this case the authors, through consolidation among buyers, which is a fact pattern referred to as monopsony. So as always, this is a summary of this DOJ action. If you would like to take a look at the release and the complaint, they are available on compliancekitchen.com.